Hello. For the rest of this year, we're going to be studying planetary science, or astronomy. A planetary system is a star and all of the planets, moons, and other objects and materials that orbit that star. Until recently, we only knew of one planetary system in the universe. That system was our own solar system, named for the star that rules it, Sol, the Sun. Even though many people suspected that most stars have planets orbiting them, we had no scientific evidence to support this suspicion. Now, with new instruments and clever techniques, astronomers have found thousands of distant planets orbiting other stars, and there are probably billions more planets yet to be discovered in our own universe. We are going to be spending the rest of the year investigating our solar system and the objects and processes found there. We will briefly peek out into the vast universe, if we have time. What do you already know about the solar system? What is the closest star to Earth? The closest star is our sun, called Sol. How many other planets are in the solar system? There are 8 total planets in the solar system, including Earth. What other objects are found in the solar system? Other objects that are to be found are moons, asteroids, meteorites, comets, human-made objects like satellites and spaceships, dust and gases. How big is the Earth? The Earth is 12,756 kilometers in diameter, about 8,000 miles. Diameter means if you tunnel down through the center out to the other side. It's about 40,000 kilometers in circumference, or about 24,900 miles. The circumference would be if you went down to the equator and walked all the way around. Everything has to be somewhere in the universe. This somewhere is called a location. It is not possible to describe an object's location without referring to its position relative to other objects. For example, I'm in my house, 3 meters from the door to the garage, and right next to the sliding glass door that goes out onto the deck. This description that I used to establish my location uses a frame of reference. A frame of reference can be tiny, like the inside of a shoebox, or huge, like the state of Texas, depending on what you are describing. Where are you when you're in science class? The answer to this question depends on your frame of reference. You could say that you are in your house, in the town that you live in. You could also answer that you're in the state of California, the country of the United States of America, on the continent of North America. It just depends on your frame of reference. In order to explore the focus question, where are you when you're in science class, we're going to be using Google Earth. There's a link to this website on your Google Classroom page. Before you explore Google Earth, I will give a brief demo so you know where everything is in the program and how to use it. Then you'll be using the software to answer the questions on your assignment, Bird's Eye View. This assignment is due at the end of the week. Turn it in through Google Classroom. You're going to need some vocabulary. Point of view, the term we use to describe the position from which an observation is made. When we look at photos taken from an airplane, our point of view is from directly above what we are looking at out of the plane window. This point of view is often referred to as the bird's eye view, and it's the point of view that you're going to be using as you look through Google Earth. 2 other vocabulary words you're going to need to know are altitude and elevation. Altitude and elevation are similar words with similar meanings, but there is a difference between them. When we talk about altitude, that's how far above something we are. For example, if you were skydiving, your altitude would be how far above the ground you were when you jumped out of the plane. As you fall to the ground, that number would be changing constantly. Elevation is how far a location on Earth is above sea level, like your house or the top of a mountain. Here is a picture from Google Earth. You'll see that we can see a building here, and it actually turns out it's the science classroom. As we zoom out, you can see the rest of the school. Here's the field, and the other buildings, the office, the blacktop. And as we continue to zoom out, you can see that now we can see all of Jackson. And then as we keep zooming out, now we're looking at California. And if you continue, then here we are at Earth. Let's go back down to Jackson. I have all of the names turned off, so it makes it a little more difficult to find. And you can change those settings by coming over here to the sidebar and clicking on Settings, Map Style, and then if you hit Exploration, that's going to change so that things are labeled. So now we should have a little bit of an easier time finding Jackson. All right, so here we are back at kind of the neighborhood view on Google Earth. Your assignment for the bird's eye view is you're going to start down at the building level, so that's about right here, and you're going to describe what you see. Then you're going to zoom out, and you'll notice that down in the bottom, I don't think it's in the screen, but down in the bottom it'll tell you how far the camera is above. It'll say camera. Right now it says 648 meters. All right, so now I've put that in. You can see down here we've got camera 648 meters, so that tells us we're 648 meters above the science room, which is about right here. We want to extend that to 1,000. So we're going to click out till it's around 1,000. It's going to be a little bit more. And then what you see here, tell me what you see. What man-made objects do you see? What natural objects do you see? And then you're going to zoom out some more until you get to about 10,000 meters, sorry, we're in metric land. So 10,000 meters. And now we're looking at the town of Jackson, not just the neighborhood, so the town. And you're going to zoom out again to 100 kilometers. And now we're kind of seeing a section of California. You can kind of see Sacramento up in the corner. We've got Jackson, Sutter Creek, Amador City. So you get a better picture of part of California, but not the entire state. So now if we zoom out to 1,000 kilometers, now we're looking at most of Northern California. On your assignment, you're going to be looking at various distances for the views, and you're going to be describing what you see, natural and man-made objects. You're going to fill that out on Google Classroom, and you're going to turn it in on Google Classroom. Your assignment looks like this. You're going to use Google Earth to look at 100 meters above, which is the building, 1,000 meters above, which is the neighborhood, and you're going to keep going on down until you get up to 10,000 kilometers, which is going to be above the planet. And you're going to write down, you're going to fill out these boxes and write down what you see at all of those elevations. One thing you might have noticed when you were looking at that assignment and playing with Google Earth is that we were talking about things in powers of 10, 100 meters, 1,000 meters, 10,000 meters. What I would like you to also look at, in addition to doing that assignment, is to watch this video on powers of 10. It's narrated by Morgan Freeman. It's kind of a fun video to watch. I'll put a link to it on Google Classroom. And you're going to watch that, and you're going to do that other assignment, the bird's eye views, by the end of the week. If you have any questions, please email me at my work address, or you can contact me on Google Classroom. I'll be checking that daily too. I'm not sure if it's going to be useful, but I am working on getting somewhere where we could meet to talk. I'm thinking about setting up a Discord server. For those of you that are gamers, you might know what that is. If not, then I'll put a link to it and you can check it out. If you have any questions, like I said, please let me know. This is kind of a strange situation for all of us, and I'm here to help you, and I'm really curious how you guys are doing, so let me know.